favorite time to practice though is sitting watching TV. Or like watching Australian football with the sound off, because they don't show the ball, they show the people waiting on it. It's not like American football. You don't see the ball going through the air and then where it's going. You see somebody kick the ball, and then they show the guys at the other end of the field stand there, and they're like in a big clump. They're looking up. It's a great time to go. And they drop it, until they pick it up. And then it's. Somebody's going to drop it sooner or later, Something's going to happen.
Right. So did you know when you were young that you were actually going to be playing soundtracks for Australian football when you
No, not at all. I guess the first people that made me go crazy, it was kind of a wrap-up deal of Lonnie Mac, of Albert King. It's a real weird mixture, because it was everything from my generation to Muddy Waters at the same time, Because Jimmy it kind of goes back to Jimmy, my brother Jimmy. He was bringing home all these records, all these different records, and it might have been because I was a little kid, but it seemed like all at the same time he brought home the Eric Clapton and the Blues Breakers, Howlin' Wolf, B.B. King, Muddy Waters, and the Beatles, and
it was like one big.
It was like here comes Jimmy with the record world,
Right. The history of recorded music.
Yeah. And knew what he was doing. Somewhere real soon down the line, Jimmy brings home this Jimi Hendrix record, and we both went, what's this?
Was that all you experienced?
It was, that and a 45 that he brought home, and I've got him kind of confused about which was what.
Right.
I'll just never forget that all at the same time there was all this influence, and Jimmy was like God. Look, by the time I was 12, Jimmy was gone, and here he was like about the hottest guitar player I knew of, and the hottest guitar player in Texas that lots of people had heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 15, and I think he started playing when he was 12.
Right.
I mean, if you want to know what made me go crazy with it, watching that, and then not trying to outdo Jimmy, but go, shit, I mean, what do you do but pick up the ball and run,
Right.
And it's not trying to pass him, it's not trying to keep up with him, it's more like, wow, look what Big Brother stumbled onto. A lot of people seem to try to make it look like, a lot of people tend to feel like we were trying to beat each other out of something. It's not that at all.
You and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not that at all. It's like, I saw him get real exciting, not just excited, but real exciting with something.
Right.
And it excited me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to do.
What were some of the tunes you can remember, some of the slow blueses, and what were some of the things that helped you develop your style?
Albert King records, for one thing. B.B. King Live at the Regal. Albert King, Born Under Bad Sign, I guess it was called first.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it King of the Blues Guitar? I think it was Born Under Bad Sign. Is what they were calling it at the time. I remember seeing, believe it or not, Albert King on TV doing Born Under a Bad Sign, and I was like, yes!
Yeah. Like Albert King, just play some of the things that you picked up from him.
The main thing that usually gets me about Albert King is either just, for one thing, when he goes. So he's got it backwards. He's got
right,
it,
yeah. He's pulling down.
He got 6. He's going like this.
Right.
This is the only way you can do it right-handed. I've got one guitar that I go back and forth on, whether it's tuned this way or backwards, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And for one thing, it's a lot more evident how everything ties together for me. For me, it makes more sense backwards. Playing strung upside down makes more sense when I watch it. But I learned how to play strung this way.
Right.
So it's more natural. There's advantages to both ways.
Right.
I would just like to learn well enough how to do them both where I can do both whenever.
That little thing, and then pulling back down,
I watch my brother a lot. That's where that came from. A lot of it's what I play is what ended up being automatic stuff. Like over the years, it just kind of faded into doing that. Like I hardly know how to go without going, you know.
Right.
A lot of the stuff I don't know how to. It's like I don't know how to stop without going.
Right.